Have you
They are
ever reached
processed
the end of
just
a day
enough to
feeling
feel
completely
familiar, then
drained,
discarded.
knowing you were busy from morning to
It
night,
feels like
and still
reading,
feeling
but
like
it is more
nothing
like
important
skimming
really
without
moved
and then
forward?
I just read
Not
this,
because you were
but it already
lazy,
feels
not because you
unfamiliar.
lacked discipline, but
That
because
moment can
something about
feel.
the way your
Have you
time
ever read a
disappeared
page,
doesn't
nodded
quite
along,
make
felt
sense.
like you
Most
understood
people
it?
recognize this
Embarrassing,
feeling
but it
instantly.
isn't a
You
personal
answer
failure.
messages, attend meetings,
Most people
scroll through
quietly
updates,
assume it means
respond to
information.
emails, switch
It
tabs,
does not
and
shut
make small
down, but
decisions
it
all day
becomes
long.
selective.
By evening, your mind
When
feels
you are
used up,
tired, your
yet your
mind
main work still
prioritizes
seems
immediate
untouched.
demands over
It often
long-term
creates
storage.
quiet confusion. You
It
wonder how a
focuses
full
on
day
getting
can
through
leave
the
so little
moment rather
behind.
than building
You
lasting
replay it in your
memory.
head and struggle to point
Reading
to where
becomes
things went
shallow,
off track.
even if you
The
care
usual
about the
explanation is
content.
simple. People assume
This
they just
often
need
shows
better
up in
habits,
office
stronger
environments.
willpower, or more
You read
motivation.
reports,
If they were more
messages,
focused,
and
more
documents all
disciplined,
day.
or more organized,
By the
things would
afternoon,
fall into
everything
place.
starts to
That
blur
explanation
together.
feels reasonable. It
You are
also
still
feels
working,
comforting because
still
it makes the
responding,
problem sound
still
fixable
functioning,
through personal effort
but
alone.
very little of it
But
sticks.
research into attention and
The system
behavior
is
suggests
running,
this
but
story
it
is
is running on
incomplete.
low
Being
power.
busy is not the same as being
Emotional
productive. In
background
modern
also
environments,
matters.
busyness is often the
Mild
natural
stress,
outcome of how
uncertainty,
work and
or
technology
pressure
are
quietly
structured.
competes
It
with
emerges
reading.
even when people are trying
Your
to do their
brain keeps
best.
scanning for
Studies on
potential
attention
problems in
show
the
that the human
background.
brain is not built for constant
Forgetting
switching.
quickly
Every
is not
time
a
you move from
defect.
one task to another,
It is
your
often
mind
a
carries
sign of an
small traces of
overloaded
the
system
previous
trying
task
to
with it.
cope.
This creates mental
The mind
residue that
protects
slows you
itself by
down.
letting
You may
go.
not notice this happening.
This
It
does
feels
not
like
mean
you are
you are
moving efficiently
incapable of
from one
learning
thing
or
to the next,
understanding.
but internally your
It
focus
does not
becomes
mean you
thinner
are
each
lazy,
time. Over the course
careless,
of a
or
day, this adds
unfocused
up.
by nature.
Dozens or hundreds of
It
tiny
means your
shifts fragment
cognitive
your
resources
attention.
are being
What feels
stretched
like
thin.
active engagement becomes
It
scattered
also does
effort.
not mean
At
that
the same
everything you
time,
read is
modern
pointless.
tools constantly invite
Even when
interruption.
you forget
Notifications,
details, exposure still
inboxes,
shapes
collaboration
familiarity,
platforms,
context,
and
and
social
general
feeds are designed to
understanding.
pull you back in. They
Learning is
reward
not
quick
all or
responses,
nothing.
not deep work.
Much of it
Responding
happens
feels
quietly and
responsible.
indirectly.
Ignoring messages feels
You may
risky.
not recall
So you
exact
stay available
sentences,
even when it
but your
costs you
brain still updates
concentration.
its internal
This
map of
creates
the
a
world.
strange pattern. You
That
spend most of
process
your
is
time
slow and
reacting rather
subtle.
than directing.
The
Your day
uncomfortable
becomes shaped by what
realization is
appears
that
on your
forgetting
screen.
is often
Research
the default,
suggests
not
that
the
people
exception.
consistently underestimate how much these
Remembering
interruptions
requires
affect them.
specific
They
conditions
believe they
that
can
are
recover
harder to
quickly.
achieve than
In
we
reality,
admit.
it often takes much
Our
longer than
daily
expected.
routines rarely
After an
harder.
interruption, your brain needs
When you
time
read
to
on a
rebuild
phone or
context.
laptop,
It
your
has to
brain
remember
stays in
where
a
you
state of
were,
partial
what
alertness.
mattered, and what you were
It is
trying to
always
do.
prepared for the
That
next
rebuilding
notification,
happens silently
message,
and
or
slowly.
tab.
Meanwhile, new
Even if
interruptions
nothing
arrive.
interrupts you,
So the
that
rebuilding
readiness
process
remains.
rarely finishes.
Part
You
of your
stay in a
attention
shallow
is
mode of
reserved
thinking
for what
without
might
realizing
happen
it.
next.
In this state,
That
tasks
divided
feel
state
heavier.
weakens
Simple
memory
work seems
formation.
to require more effort.
Research
You
on
become
media
tired faster,
multitasking
even
suggests
when the
that
workload
switching
hasn't
between
changed.
tasks,
At an
even
office desk,
briefly,
this
leaves
often looks
lasting
normal.
residue.
A person opens a document, checks a message,
Even
looks at a
low-level
calendar,
worries use
answers an
cognitive
email,
resources.
glances at their phone,
You may
and
not
returns
feel
to the
anxious,
document.
but part
It
of your
feels like
mind is
work.
busy managing
From the
unease.
outside, it appears productive.
That leaves
From
less
the
space
inside,
for new information.
attention is constantly being reset.
Another
The
uncomfortable
brain never
truth
fully
is that
settles into the
familiarity
task.
creates an
On a
illusion of
laptop, dozens of
understanding.
tabs stay open.
When
Each
something
one
looks
represents
clear and
something
simple,
unfinished.
I wasn't paying
They
attention.
silently compete for mental
It
space.
sounds
On a
reasonable,
phone, the
and
same
it
pattern
fits our
continues.
cultures of realized a
Short
few
checks
seconds
turn
later
into
that
small
none of it
detours.
stayed with you.
Each detour leaves
You
behind
look back at the
cognitive
words
residue.
and think, session
Routine
with
tasks
focus
fill
and
the
discipline.
gaps. Scheduling,
But it
organizing,
doesn't explain why this
responding,
happens even when
updating,
you feel
and
like you are
clarifying
paying
become the
attention.
default activities of the day.
You can be
They
sitting
feel
quietly,
necessary,
phone
and
face
often they
down,
are. But
genuinely
they rarely
trying to
move major
concentrate,
goals
and
forward.
still forget
They
what you
maintain
just
systems
read.
rather than create outcomes.
There are no
They keep
obvious
things running without
distractions in the
changing
room.
much. This is where
And
the
yet, the
uncomfortable
information
realization
slips
appears.
away almost
Many
instantly.
people are not failing to work hard.
Research
They are
suggests
working
that
inside
attention is not
structures
a
that
single
convert
switch
effort
you
into
turn on.
maintenance. Busyness
It is a
becomes a
fragile,
form of
limited
containment.
system that
It
is
absorbs
constantly
time
being
and
pulled
energy
in
without
different
producing
directions,
visible
even
progress.
when you feel
It feels
calm.
safe, familiar,
Your
and
brain is
socially
always
acceptable.
processing more
In many
than you
workplaces,
realize.
visible activity
When you
matters
read,
more than
your
meaningful
brain is doing
results.
several
Quick
things at
replies,
once.
full calendars,
It is
and constant
recognizing
availability
words,
are
connecting
rewarded.
them to meaning,
Quiet
checking
focus
them
is harder
against
to
what
see,
you already
so
know,
people
and
adapt.
deciding
They
whether
learn
they
to
are
look busy.
important.
They stay
All of this
responsive.
happens
They
automatically
protect their
and
reputation
quietly.
by staying in motion.
At the same
Over
time,
time,
your
this
mind
becomes
your brain
internalized.
assumes it does
Even
not
when no
need
one
deep
is
processing.
watching, you keep yourself occupied.
relaxes too
Stillness
early.
starts to feel uncomfortable.
You recognize
Psychology
the words,
research
follow the
suggests that humans
sentences,
are
and
uneasy
feel
with
like you
unstructured
understand.
attention. When there is
But
no
you never
immediate
fully
demand, the
integrate
mind
the
looks for
meaning.
stimulation. It fills
Without that
gaps
deeper
automatically.
processing,
So when
memory
deep work
remains
requires
weak.
long periods of quiet
This is why
focus,
rereading
it feels
often
strangely
feels
wrong.
strange.
It can even feel
The material
irresponsible.
looks
Your
familiar,
brain
yet
searches for
empty.
something else to do.
You
This is
remember
not a
seeing
personal
it,
flaw.
but not
It is a
absorbing it.
predictable response to
Many
environments
people
built
interpret
around
this as
constant
personal
input. Your
inadequacy.
attention adapts to what it is
They think
repeatedly
something is
exposed
wrong
to.
with their
There is
intelligence
also the
or
issue of
attention
emotional
span.
safety. Small
the pattern
tasks
appears
provide quick
across age
completion
groups,
signals.
professions,
They give brief
and
feelings of
education
control
levels.
and accomplishment.
It
Larger
reflects how
tasks are
modern
uncertain.
cognitive
They
environments
involve
operate.
ambiguity and possible failure.
We are surrounded by
Subconsciously,
information,
many people
demands,
gravitate
and
toward the
low-level
smaller,
stimulation.
safer wins. Answering
Our
10
brains
emails
adapt
feels
by
better than
conserving
struggling
effort
with one
wherever
complex
possible.
problem,
Part of your mind
even if the
stays with
complex
the
problem
previous
matters
activity.
more. The brain
When
prefers
you start
reliable
reading,
rewards.
you are not
Over
starting
time,
from zero.
this shapes daily
You
behavior.
reread the same
You become skilled at
paragraph
managing
multiple times
activity
and
rather
still
than
feel
creating
lost.
change. You stay
The
busy
usual
because it feels
explanation
psychologically
is still running
stable.
background
This does not mean
processes.
you lack ambition.
It is
It does not
monitoring
mean you are
time,
avoiding
thinking about
responsibility.
upcoming
It
tasks,
means your
reacting to
environment
small
trains certain
sensations,
patterns very
and managing
effectively.
emotional
It also
states.
does not mean that all busy
None of
work
this
is
feels
useless.
dramatic,
Many
but it
systems
consumes
depend on
mental
coordination,
resources.
communication, and maintenance.
Studies on working
These
memory
tasks
show
keep
that you can only
organizations
hold a
functioning.
small amount of
Without them,
information in an
things would
active,
fall apart.
usable form
So
at
the
once.
goal is not to dismiss them.
So you
It
may
is to
be reading
understand
while
their
still
limits.
mentally finishing
Being
a
constantly
conversation,
busy does not
replaying a
automatically
video,
translate
or
into
planning your
meaningful
next
progress.
task.
It often reflects
None
how
of this
fragmented
feels
modern
like
work has
distraction.
become. Effort gets
It just
distributed
feels
too
like
thinly.
being normal.
Some days, nothing is
Another
wrong in any
factor is
obvious
mental
way.
fatigue.
There are no major mistakes,
After hours
no
of
wasted
thinking,
hours,
deciding,
no
and
clear
reacting,
failures,
your
and
brain
still
becomes less
nothing
efficient at
substantial
encoding
moves.
new we provide
That
them.
is what makes this pattern so
We live in
confusing.
environments
It hides in
designed
normal
for constant
behavior.
partial
It looks
attention.
like responsibility.
We move
It sounds
quickly
like
between
commitment.
tasks,
People rarely
screens,
talk
and
about this openly.
conversations.
Admitting it can feel
Deep
like admitting
encoding becomes
incompetence.
the rare case.
So many carry the same
So when
quiet
you forget
frustration
what you
alone.
just read,
The
it
truth
is
is
not
softer
evidence
and
of
harder at the
personal
same
failure.
time. Most people are
It
doing
is evidence
exactly
of
what their
how much
environment
invisible
encourages
work your
them to
mind
do.
is doing.
They are
weren't
responding
focused enough.
rationally to constant demands.
They think they were
They are
distracted,
not broken.
lazy,
They
or
are
mentally
adapted,
weak in that
adapted
moment.
to noise,
But
fragmentation, and
research on
perpetual
attention and
urgency.
memory suggests
Understanding this
something
does
very
not
different
suddenly
is
make
usually
everything easier.
happening.
It does not
This
solve structural
experience shows up
problems.
in small,
It does not
ordinary
remove
moments.
interruptions or expectations.
You read an
But it
email
can
at
change
work
how
and
you
immediately
interpret your
forget what it
experience.
asked you to
Feeling
do.
busy without feeling
You
effective is
scroll
not a
through an
personal
article
failure.
and later
It is
can't
a
explain its
predictable
main
outcome
point.
of modern systems.
When
When
that
you
space
notice
is
it,
crowded,
you are seeing
new
reality
information
more
has
clearly.
nowhere to
You are
settle.
recognizing how attention,
It passes through
technology, and
without being
social
stored.
pressures interact.
So
That
when you
recognition
read,
can
the
be
words may
uncomfortable.
reach your eyes,
It
but
removes
they never
simple
fully enter that
explanations.
limited
It
mental
replaces them
workspace.
with complexity. Yet
Realizing
it also brings relief.
This
Because
is why
it means you were
forgetting
never
can happen
lazy.
even during
You were
easy
navigating
reading.
an environment that quietly
Short
pulls work
emails,
apart.
simple articles,
Most
and
days,
casual
you are not
posts often
choosing
disappear
distraction.
faster
You
than
are
complex
responding
material.
to it. You are not avoiding meaningful
Your brain
work.
treats them
You are
as low
surrounded by
priority
things
and
that
invests
compete
less
with it.
effort in holding
In that
onto
light,
them.
your exhaustion
Digital
makes sense.
environments
Your
make this even
frustration
just
makes
to keep up.
sense. Your sense of
It shows
unfinished
the cost
business
of
makes
living in a
sense.
cognitively
Being busy
crowded
rarely
world.
means you are getting much done,
Understanding
not
this
because
does
you are
not
doing something
magically
wrong,
fix
but
the
because
problem.
busyness has become the
It does
default
not
mode of modern
guarantee
life.
better memory
It
tomorrow.
fills time easily and
But it
quietly.
changes the
And
story
once you
you
see
tell
that,
yourself.
you may start to notice how much of
Instead
your
of
energy
seeing
has been going into
forgetfulness as
staying afloat
weakness,
rather
you
than
can
moving
see it as
forward.
feedback.
Not as a judgment,
It
just
reflects
as an
mental load,
observation.
context,
An
and
observation that
limits.
invites reflection rather
It
than
tells you
blame.
something about
An
how your
understanding that
environment is
replaces
shaping your
self-criticism
mind.
with clarity.
Most of the
Sometimes,
time, your brain
understanding
is
is the
doing
most
exactly
honest
what
form
it
of
evolved to
progress.
do.